What's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's Top 3. We are super excited for some amazing decks that we're checking out this week. We actually are focusing solely on some great new releases from Art Play this week, so you're going to be seeing some really fun new decks from Art Play that you can pick up either in their mystery packs that they have going on right now, or some of them you can pick up direct from their site.
Yeah, I'm excited, dude.
Me too. I always love to see what Art of Play comes out with. I think they have a timeless style to a lot of their decks. And honestly, I think everyone in the community gets super pumped on the mystery decks every year. So this is a special time for us. Obviously, we're probably going to be doing a AOP mystery deck unboxing, but I think it's nice to focus on some of the great decks that they've put out in the past couple weeks, whether it be Black Friday or in the mystery decks. It's going to be a fun one, man, for sure.
It is. I look forward to this every year to see what's going to pop up. They always have a ton of new things coming up around that Black Friday day, that week. And then they have the
Exactly.
25 days of Christmas that they always drop some cool
Dude,
stuff.
always a good time. We ready to jump into it, Steve?
I am always ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it. And as always, for everyone out there watching, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel just so you don't miss out on all the amazing fun coming up on Deckin Around in the coming weeks.
And while you're at it, ring the bell.
So, Steve, why don't you tell us what's coming in at number 3 this week?
Dude, this was a tough week. Obviously, all three of these decks are dope. But coming in at number 3 is the James Coffee deck. This is the version 2, Orange Edition. It is printed by USPCC on their premium crush stock. It retails for $15, and it is an unknown print run.
Nice, man. Honestly, I love the orange and black combo, though. It almost has a little bit of a Halloween vibe to it, but I think they did a really good job putting this deck together.
Yeah, I mean, James Coffee is definitely a sought after deck. The version 1, everybody's looking for it, and it goes for I think like $150 nowadays, which is pricey.
Crazy. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's crazy. So I think everybody was pretty excited when this thing dropped, and originally it dropped with a black edition, and then all of a sudden people saw that there was an orange edition available as well. So
Which I always like when they do that too, especially when they do these collaborative decks. Sometimes they have one version only available at the collaborator site versus all of it at Art of Play. It really makes it a little bit fun because it kind of makes it a little bit of a treasure hunt. People who are really doing the due diligence and really big fans are going to see those decks beforehand versus everyone else who's just running to the Art of Play site. But I'm really excited to see this deck as well.
yeah, me too. Let's
Yep.
dive in.
Let's check this thing out.
So it does have the exquisite matte paper tuck.
Nice.
It's like velvet. I love the feel of these matte paper tucks, but definitely your standard James Coffee tuck box, playing cards on one side, and you have the new ad copy of Art of Play on the bottom. I like their new logo. It's fun.
It is very fun. Kind of reminds me of a carnival-esque theme to it.
Oh, totally. Definitely like your Wonder Emporium brand that they're going for.
Yeah.
And dude, super cool. Definitely more of a coffee branded deck this time around than the last one. And I mean, 100% Halloween vibes. I can't look at a orange and black deck and not think Halloween.
Yeah.
Especially having the owls on it kind of gives you that Halloween feel as well. But definitely cool colors. And you have your matching jokers here, silhouette of the James Coffee logo. I like the little tufts of hair coming off the ears. Really cool ace of spades. Really elongated ace of spade. I mean, pip there. Other than that, it's pretty standard across the whole deck. You do have your orange and metallic gold that are on your dark suits. They basically pulled out all those colors and just left that orange and black in there, and the gold. Then you have your orange pips, and for the original red suits, you have orange and black and your metallic gold as well. Other than that, dude, pretty standard.
I do gotta say, it's interesting to see that orange and gold combo because I normally wouldn't particularly like it, but it really does work well here.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I like that they pulled all those other colors out and didn't try to kind of make it work, with the blues, reds, or yellow itself rather than the gold. But I just can't get that Halloween feel out of my head.
Yeah, and dude, I
Cool
love that,
little
the little ad cards there with
brewing
the
info.
brewing instructions. Yeah, it's so clever, so fun.
Yeah, and then you have your out of play little ad card there.
Yeah, which
Fit
they always include the ad cards too. They really never go with gaps, which is an interesting move, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. I think it's a good way to, push that brand out there, especially for a collaboration deck.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. You know what? And it's a fun kind of collab as well because if anyone who's been to their showroom before, you know that James Coffee is actually in the same place as their, not the showroom,
Play
the play
capsule.
capsule.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that really has a very close relationship with their location and that San Diego vibe, similar to what we saw with the Gas Lamp District deck, where it has that kind of home feel for the Buck Twins. And I always love to see how they bring that kind of art out to the world and share their life experiences through playing cards.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, it's definitely a fun deck. Handles beautifully, obviously.
No surprise
A
there.
win in my book again.
Dude, absolutely no surprise there. Honestly, Theory 11 and Art of Play both kind of rank up in a very similar category to me, where it's, your intro decks, your reasonably priced decks all the time. They
Yeah.
may not always be the most crazy foiled, embossed decks, but they always have a fun vibe to them. And I think anyone who really is into the playing card community really appreciates what Art of Play and Theory 11 kind of bring to the table with that accessible deck aspect.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's funny because I think, like you said, they're both in that same kind of atmosphere in the community, and one's a little bit more on the fun side. You have your Theory 11 who does a lot more fun collabs, and then you
Yeah,
have Out of Play, which is a little bit more serious
hipster.
and brand oriented. What'd you say?
Very, very hipster.
Yeah, exactly.
They love the hipster collabs, and honestly, though, they make
Yeah.
some great decks for it. I mean, the Modern Times deck, probably one of my favorite decks of theirs.
Dude, that deck feels better than any other deck that I've, seen from them in the past year and a half.
Dude, not no question about it. They are awesome decks. But honestly,
Yeah.
I really was glad to see them re-release the James Coffee because I think the other aspect to it too is when they start putting out reprints of older decks, hopefully it kind of helps to level the community and the price that we're seeing in a lot of these collector decks that have 5,000 decks. So it's interesting to see how this will impact the reseller market for the original James Coffee.
Yeah, I mean, the original James Coffee is a totally different design, has a different back design altogether. So,
Yeah.
if anything, it could, make it more desirable because now there's a V2, right?
Yeah, very well could be. And
Yeah.
for everyone out there who's watching, don't forget to get your chance to win a mystery deck this week. I'm reaching over to grab two right now. So we have some fun little mystery decks here. I think we have two kind of darker ones here. No bright blue this time around, but you can see here we have a another double Tyler,
Double
double
trouble,
Steve.
man.
Yeah, dude, another double Tyler, double Steve this week. That's awesome. And this is actually kind of a quad Tyler, quad Steve, because this
Oh,
one here
geez.
has lower half split. So you see a Tyler Steve, and then up top we got some random body parts floating around. So one lucky
Nice.
person's gonna win
A
here
Dexter
you go.
edition.
Yeah, a corner face Steve right there. Let's see if I can get this thing to focus not on my hand, but on the deck. I don't think it's gonna want to do that. But that's
Yeah.
that's Steve's face right there. So make sure to hit exclamation mark raffle in the chat. Get your raffle entries in. One lucky winner towards the end of the show is going to be winning this, as well as we're going to be announcing the one lucky winner for last week's comment giveaway deck. So as always, for anyone out there, if you don't know, make sure to leave a comment on this video after the live so you have another chance to win a mystery deck going into next week. I'm super pumped for these ones, man, because we've been seeing some really, really good decks going into it. We might even have thrown a gilded deck into the mix recently. So there's some fun chances to win some amazing decks out there for anyone watching, whether it's live or after the fact. You always have a chance to win a deck on this week's top three. Steve,
Yes.
are we ready for number two?
Number two, we're ready.
This honestly was a tough one for me because I want this to be number one because the color is gorgeous. This is probably
100%.
Dude, this is probably a top five fanning deck for me, no question about it. For anyone who doesn't know what this is yet, coming in at number two this week, we have the Poe Turquoise Edition. This deck is
Oof,
printed by USPCC on their premium crush stock and is part of a 2,500 deck print run, retailing for $15. And I gotta say, man, this entire series is actually a great series of decks, but this one really might be my
man.
favorite to date. That
Dude,
color pops.
Dude, this is hands down my favorite fanning deck. The
Yeah.
Podu, all the additions, but this color is stupid.
See,
Just so
I'd
good.
have to debate on that being the best fanning deck because I think the best pattern, of course,
I
is
already
the
know what you're gonna say.
Lux Mandala, hands down. Best
Beautiful,
looking fanning
beautiful,
deck
but
ever, but this colorway very
man,
closely beats it. And honestly, it's funny because taking a look at it, it's called the turquoise edition, and it honestly has the right coloring for like a turquoise semi-precious stone. You can see it there. It reminds you of those turquoise, turquoise jewelry, things like that. It really looks gorgeous.
oh dude, it's it's beautiful. It
It
really is. And you'll
it
you'll see
really
that
is.
fan. Everybody will see the fan. It's ridiculous.
Let's check this thing out, man. I am pumped for this one.
Yeah.
So as you can see, beautiful matte turquoise paper there with a fun coppery bronzish metallic ink printed onto it, the Art of Play and Podu logo there. And then Steve was super excited, jumped right into this one
I know,
here.
right?
This Podu back design obviously is a recolor from the originals, but this colorway is amazing. The red and
Yeah.
black for a long time was one of my favorites, but this hands down takes it. This color almost has like an interesting kind of like greenish sea blue color to it, but they call it turquoise, and I think it really fits nicely with that turquoise vibe. Fans, beautiful. You actually get two fans out of this one, which is great.
Yeah.
And then you
So
have
nice.
Cardini here as the Joker. So for anyone who doesn't know, this is actually a replica deck of the deck that Cardini used to use in one of his most famous acts. The original was done in collaboration with the Cardini's estate and Potter, which is a magic auction company. And this is truly designed for the magician in mind.
It was a bridge size too, which is crazy. His
That
original
is
deck.
crazy. Well, and
Yeah.
then you know what? I think over time, bridge became less popular of a size and poker size became more common. But
Yeah.
dude, look at these cards. They have custom indices and pips across the board there. The pips
Yeah.
look relatively standard, but you can see the sizing shift a little bit. And then you have this really kind of unexpected pink replacement for the traditionally red courts because honestly, other than on the traditionally red suits, there's no other pink in this deck, which
Yeah.
blew my mind because I wasn't expecting it.
Dude, those two colors together though, pink and turquoise. Whew.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I don't know
Yeah.
how you can go wrong with this because honestly, turquoise, pink, this little like bronzish color and like the white in it, just beautiful. Absolutely
Such a
beautiful.
classy deck, man.
And then you have kind of interesting kind of accents because of the metallic ink on this. It actually makes other like elements that wouldn't normally stand out on a standard court pop to me. So like
Yeah.
there's a lot more contrast between the white and black and the pink on this that normally you wouldn't always see on a deck. And I think with this one, what you end up getting in this is just some great visuals on both the front and the back. You can see these ad cards here, the Art of Play ad card, which is pretty much standard across all their decks. And then a nice little blurb about Cardini there. And being USPCC premium crush stock, this thing handles like a dream. That spread is gorgeous, dude. This fan,
Dude.
I'm like,
Oh
look
man.
at that. Look at that. Like
So nice.
probably one of the best fanning decks out there, if not the best. It's tough to beat, man. It's a tough to beat deck. Steve was so excited there, he almost dropped it for a second. But I gotta
Dude, I
say,
had to I had to record it twice because the first time I didn't even show the back design. I was so excited to fan it.
that's what I love
I was
when you
like, oh
get that
dang, I
excited
gotta
about a
record it
deck.
again.
Dude, the Peter and JD, definitely check out the beginning of the little video we just did there. Steve actually does both fans there, so you can see the forward and the backwards fan. The solid turquoise with the bronze in the center of the backwards fan is absolutely gorgeous. Scroll back maybe like 2.5 minutes there and you'd see it. Check it out afterwards for sure. I gotta say though, that to me, I had a tough time not putting that number one this week because it's just gorgeous. And being a recolor, I would almost rarely want to put something up to number one as a recolor, but damn.
Yeah.
Like
Dude,
how do you do better than that?
uh we'll tell you in a minute. How's that?
We You know what? I'm gonna say I don't want to say it's a contested number one, but I am on the fence about it for real because that color is just untouchable. That might actually be one of the best colors I've seen on a playing card deck to date.
Yeah, no, I agree fully. And you know what? It was definitely difficult to choose one and two this week, and I'm still torn. I'm kind of like Did we make the wrong decision?
I think
I
it
think
depends
we
on what
might
you're
have.
looking to use it for. We may have, and
I
honestly,
think we
anyone
might
out
have.
there who thinks we might have made the mistake, drop a comment down below and let us know what your favorite is. We obviously always love to hear what everyone's top three is every week, whether it be new decks, the three we've got up there, or other decks from Art Play. They actually just released their self-branded decks recently, which are really, really fun. We haven't even gotten a sneak peek of those yet on our end. I know people have been getting them in their mystery packs, but I'm curious to see those. That may be your favorite this week. But as always, make sure to drop a comment down below after the video and let us know what your favorite Art of Play deck was this week. And for everyone in the chat, hit that exclamation mark raffle to make sure you get your entry in for the mystery deck this week. I think the live chat mystery deck this week is going to be the quad Tyler Steve, the body part deck. So we'll see how that goes.
The
Erica,
Dexter
who's
edition.
Erica, who's a proud owner of the another body part deck, the Tyler's Arm deck, is in the chat tonight, and we're always glad to have everyone in here, especially past winners. But everyone, make sure to hit that exclamation mark raffle so you get your entry in for these mystery decks. Make sure to stick around till after the number one word. We're going to be announcing all of the winners. And Steve, are you ready for this?
I am. But before, can we please hit that like button? We would greatly appreciate it.
Make sure to hit that like. Steve,
Heck yes. Let's do
tell
number
us what's
one,
coming in
dude.
at number one this week, man.
Number one is the Hi, My Name is Mark version 2, the gray edition. It is printed by USPCC on their premium crush stock. It's a print run of 5,000 and retails for $18.
Dude, this is another highly sought after deck, the original V1. It's amazing how many like decks Art of Play has that are just high value collector
Yeah, right?
decks. And I genuinely believe that they just know how to make a great deck. This is actually one of their first way back collab decks, which is really dope. Why don't you tell us who this collab is with, Steve?
It's collaboration with Blink 182's Mark Hoppus, right?
Yeah, which is an
I love
amazing
his
thing.
name. I love his last name because it's kind of like Hoppus, but you could say Hocus Pocus. It's kind of
Dude, and it looks like people have been getting these in their mystery decks as well, which I think is really exciting. We've actually seen such a great turnout for the mystery decks, a lot less balanced decks, a lot less Bruce Lee decks.
oh
I think we're
god.
all sitting here, fingers crossed, that they've run out. One day it may be that the Bruce Lee is the rare one you want to get. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know. I don't know about that one, but they actually came out with a new Balance Black edition, so that'll
Yes,
be
which is
interesting to
interesting.
see.
I haven't seen a ton of those pulled yet either, which has been really interesting.
Yeah, I haven't seen them open. I've seen the box.
Bless you, Steve. One day we're gonna teach Steve.
I
Yeah.
tried to press the mute button, but it didn't.
We're gonna teach Steve how to mute on command there. But with that
I
being
almost got it.
said, Erica did want to know what the difference is between the V1 and the V2. For all intents and purposes, the V2 seems to be recolors from what we can tell. There may be nuance changes to it, but it isn't a full redesign. The original was kind of like a bluish, right? Like it wasn't a full
Kind of
navy.
navy, kind of.
It
It was a
was kind
little
of like
lighter
a
navy, but
like
it was
yeah,
like
like
a
a
navy.
washed out navy, which was really
Yeah.
nice. But that being said, they actually came out with two new editions now, the slate gray, which we're going to be looking at today, and a gold edition, which has only been showing up in the mystery decks. Steve, are we ready to check this thing out?
We are ready.
Let's do it.
If you like pirates, you're gonna love this deck. You have the octopus on the front, which is "Hi, my name is Mark's" logo. On both sides, you do have that text, and you have Dan and Dave and "Hi, my name is Mark" ad copy on the bottom. You have a nice gold seal. I really like this color gray. So
Yeah,
it's very sharp, and it looks like it has a kind of like a pirate's map on the inside of the tuck.
dude, it's
Really
clean for
pretty.
sure.
Yeah, it's really pretty, intricate design. It looks like kind of like a why can't I think of what it's called when you you throw when you boat an anchor. That's the word I was looking for. It has
Oh my
dual
god.
anchors, which is really really cool. Handles beautifully, obviously being crushed stock, and it doesn't have super thick borders, which I really like.
Yeah. Dude,
I don't understand what these ad cards are. They're ridiculously cool, but I don't know if that has something to do with the brand, that Mark does. But they are super cool. If anybody knows, definitely leave comment down below.
that would be my guess too. I have a feeling that they're related somehow to the styling of the "Hi, my name is Mark" brand. It's almost got an old school, like vintage, like Sailor Jerry style to it.
Yeah, 100%. And those two Jokers, they look like they were different. Some of the relief in the back was,
Yeah.
spotted differently. But they have custom pips, custom indices as well. And I like how each one of the pips are actually faded differently. They have different, I guess you can call them errors or spots, differently. But the one problem I have with this deck is the court cards are pretty much the same. I think there's like a couple that are different,
Okay.
but it looks to me that they're all the same. The queens are the same and most of the jacks. Um, that's the only thing that bummed me out. And that's why I'm kind of like, did we make the right decision? But
I gotta say, this
definitely
is a fully custom deck more so than the Podu, as much as Podu's
right.
colors dude, here's the thing, a turquoise "Hi, my name is Mark" deck, that would have been the win.
Bro, that would be dope. That would be sick. A turquoise any deck would be dope. But I love the aces. They're beautiful with that big, huge octopus on them. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you like pirates, you're gonna love this deck. If you like Blink 182, you're gonna love this deck. But it's definitely a fun deck. This is honestly the first time I've opened up, a Hi, my name is Mark deck. So I've never even seen the original. So it was really cool to open it up, and see what the court cards are all about, and all those designs and kind of the filigree around the court cards was really cool.
Yeah, no, dude, couldn't agree more. It really is a very well-designed deck, even if this is a recolor on the original. And one of the things that some people have said in here, the repeating courts are definitely a miss, and that is a shame there. I think the one thing that really stands out with that is being an early representation of the custom deck market.
Yeah,
Fully custom courts were really not a thing necessarily way back when, or not as common, I think. And while that doesn't necessarily excuse it, it does kind of explain why you may not see all all of them kind of built out in that way. I think the one thing for this one that really stands out to me is why this probably deserves number one over the Podu is the full custom nature of it. I mean, those that illustrations really are great in spite of them being repeating. The back design and styling to it is gorgeous. It really is a very fun deck. I think the one area that again, like the only way it could have really just blown my mind is if it was turquoise and it had non-repeating chords.
yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing: they changed a couple of them.
Yeah.
A couple of them were different. Why not do all of them? You know, so that
Yeah.
that's one of my issues with the deck. I think it's a really cool deck. I love that color gray. But yeah, I just that one piece for me was a miss. But I mean, whatever. They're all three of these decks were dope.
There's always a tough part with that too, because you don't know necessarily all of the nuances that go into the design process. So there very well could be a reason for it, though usually people do not enjoy that as much. So it's curious to see how that played out. But I gotta say, it was a tough call. If anyone disagrees, make sure to drop a comment down below and definitely let us know what they thought their number three this week. It could have been something completely out of the blue from Art of Play. Someone could love Bruce Lee decks. I don't know. If that's your number one this week, definitely let us know. And now we have some amazing mystery decks to be given away. First and foremost, we are going to pull up the I don't even know what to call this thing.
The
The website.
anticlimactic,
Yeah,
the
the anticlimactic
anticlimactic
website
comment
picker.
picker.
I'm gonna tell you, we're definitely gonna make a more exciting one here with some confetti and some sounds and stuff. But with that in mind, we have entered in last week's video URL right here. Anyone can check it out on screen if you want to double check. We are going to be picking one lucky comment winner who dropped a comment on the video after the live last week to win a mystery deck. And like I said, they're going to be getting the double Tyler, double Steve this week, as well as an old school Deckin Around sticker, just because I need to get rid of these things because I still have Steve's old handle on it. So if you do see it, for anyone who remembers back in the day when Steve was nothing only cards, you get a nice little vintage sticker here that was designed by Nathan Oser, the designer of the Sirocco deck. Honestly, one of our first guests, an amazing guy, definitely an
Yep,
amazing artist. You should check out his artwork. So let's pick a winner this week.
let's do it.
And while we're doing this, anyone out there, if you have not gotten your raffle entry in for this week, exclamation mark raffle in the chat to secure yourself a ticket for the giveaway, which is going to be ending as soon as we pick this one. So you got about another minute and a half left. Let's see who is going to win this.
Erica said, "Send me an old sticker."
There you go, Erica. I will send you an old sticker. I have your address. I'll send one out to you. No worries there. Good luck, everybody, from last week's video. Let's see who wins. Anything goes, exclude replies, and continue.
And it is
Justin S. Congratulations. You win last week's comment winner. You were last week's top comment. So make sure, Justin, to drop us an email, show@deckinaround.com. Send us your address. We'll get this deck out to you as soon as possible. This one really is so anticlimactic, but I have to say, I'm really proud to see we had more comments this week than last week. What that means to me is that everyone out there is realizing that they're getting free decks for just commenting on the video. So go out there and comment on the video after the live is done. And now the time has come for us to pick this week's live giveaway winner, who's going to be winning this amazing one full Steven Tyler assorted body part playing card deck here. This is a mystery deck. There are so many decks that are now in the mix with this that you could literally win anything under the sun at this point. We have some.
Isn't there a smoke and mirror in there? Like
there's a handful of smoke and mirrors in here.
Yeah.
There's some of the new releases from Penguin. There's some of the new releases from Card Cuts. There's some of the new releases from Gemini in here. There are a ton of awesome decks in here. Like I said, we even threw a gilded deck into the mix. So one lucky winner one week is going to happen to walk away with a gilded deck. So everyone, I'm swinging over to the other tab to close the button. You better get in that exclamation mark raffle really quick. I'm going to be closing it out here. Let's see what we got. We got 36 entries so far, which is awesome, up from last week's 25. So thank you everyone for that one. Let us close out the entries here. Entries are now closed. You should see a message pop up in the chat in a second. Maybe. There we go.
Give me the shimmer.
Give me the shimmer. And picking a winner this week, we have a winner. Oh man, very nice. So should roll up in the chat. Steve, you ready to press the button?
I did. I'm ready.
All right. A little premature button pressing there.
No, I got it beforehand.
Oh, did it show up yet?
It show up on my side, yeah.
Oh, dude, it hasn't showed up on StreamYard yet.
Oh,
but
really?
there we go. Yeah, congratulations, PD and JD. You win this week's assorted body part mystery deck from Deckin Around. This week's top 3. Everyone, make sure to go comment on this video as soon as it finishes so that you can get an entry in for next week's giveaway for the top pick. We appreciate each and every one of you coming out there as always tonight. Make sure to stick around this week as well because we have some crazy lives going on. Next weekend, we have our 24-hour extravaganza going on.
It's going to be crazy.
Epic. It's going to be tiring. If you want to ever see Steven Tyler getting cracked out, next weekend's your opportunity. We appreciate each and every one of you coming out this week and every week. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on all the fun. And again, thank you, everyone. Enjoy your Friday night. And we will see you this Sunday for an amazing Deckin Around live with Adam Wilbur. It's going to be fun.
Dude, I'm excited about that one.
I'm pumped too. Adam is an amazing magician. He's an awesome dude. It's going to be a really fun time. Yeah. So for anyone out there, go ahead.
Should we like tease one name that's going to be on the 24-hour?
Not teasing a person. Not teasing a person. But what I will
Sorry,
say
guys,
is
I tried.
For everyone out there who want a deck tonight, make sure to send us an email, show@deckinaround.com. Send us your address. If you don't get the email, make sure to drop us an Instagram DM so we can get your decks out to you. I'll be dropping them off tomorrow or Monday at the post office. So the sooner you get your address, the sooner you get your deck. Thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. We will see you next week.
Peace.